My name's Andrea Johnson. I'm the founder of Girl You Can Do It Inc. We are a youth service organization and an organization that helps within the fight to end HIV and AIDS here in America as well as abroad. I am a woman of color living with HIV, and this is my story.
I ain't that shit.
It's about self-empowerment. It's about self-awareness. It's about self-respect.
Hey, it's Natea, and welcome back to another episode of I Ain't That Chick. I am here with Miss Andrea Johnson. As you can see, she's looking all lovely in her I Ain't That Chick t-shirt. Now, Andrea, you mentioned in your intro, first of all, you do everything. I don't know what it is that you don't do. Tell us a little bit of, you just said you're what? You have an organization, Girl You Can Do It?
Yes, I have an organization, Girl You Can Do It. I also work a full-time job. I work for USAA, which I love to death. Okay. And I also do a lot of speaking around the country as well as, well, globally, I should say. And I also do many other things.
Yes, you do. And you know, I Ain't That Chick, I believe that every woman has a story, and women empower women when we share our stories. And I like to talk about situations that have happened in people's lives, but I like to get the story outside of the story. Mm-hmm. So, but for you, I want to step back in. I believe your story is the wonderful things that you are doing with your organization. Right. But you did say in your intro that you are dealing with the HIV virus. You're living. Yes. With the HIV virus.
Yes.
And I like the word living.
Yes, I am a woman living with HIV. I'm not deceased. I am not sickly. I'm not on my deathbed. I am out doing what I see that still needs to be done within our communities, not only to help our youth, but also to help persons living with HIV as well.
And what I like about that is that some people would stop there and focus on, oh, she has HIV and let's do a long spread on that. Right. And I like to focus more on the living part. But I do want to know, how did you contract the HIV virus?
There was a time in my life, self-love is one of those things where, you know, it's something that's learned. I love the man, and I was in love, and I did what I needed to do, but the man that I loved wasn't honest, and he wasn't forthright, and he didn't tell me that he was HIV positive at the time. So the knowledge that I didn't have back then in regards to HIV and AIDS, and the information that wasn't in our communities to educate us on, you know, especially our communities of color, you know, I saw this handsome, beautiful man, built, strong, 6'2", yes, ex-football player, and he didn't look like he had anything, but found out that he did.
Okay. How has it impacted your life?
In the beginning, it was really hard. In the beginning, it was like, why me? You know, and it's like one of those things where you're like, I do everything I'm supposed to do. I'm a responsible adult. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't have multiple partners. I don't do drugs. I'm not gay, because that was the big question. Everybody kept saying, are you gay? I was like, you have to be gay to get HIV? I'm like, no, but I'm not, no, but I do have HIV. So, but now, you know, as my education has grown on the matter, and I realized that my voice is a powerful tool, you know, I'm dealing with it like it's what it is. It's a health condition. That's a manageable health condition, and it's a condition that I'm trying to help in people, especially people of color, to realize that you do not have to get HIV. 100% preventable.
But in your situation where a person is not forthright with you, you know, your husband, what did you say to him when you found out?
Well, this is the thing. My ex-husband, now, he was 10 years my senior, and he actually, from the calculations that was made after the fact, he had this virus 20 years before he met me. So he knew he had HIV, and I wasn't the only woman that acquired HIV from him. So my story is unique. You know, it's like a horror story that came true, but it's something that you have to look at the dynamics of it. Now, I don't excuse anything that he did, but when you have a virus such as HIV, and you know, you're always getting rejected just like anything else, you know, person wants love, and they're not going to be truthful and honest with you. if
Right.
they're always getting rejected. Like if I wasn't out with my status and I wanted to be with someone, and just to always someone say, oh no, I don't want to be involved with you because you have HIV. That hurts, and and that's a barrier from a person actually telling another that they have HIV.
How do you deal with that though, the rejection?
After the fact, after after I acquired HIV, I did fall in love with somebody, and I did get rejected. I got rejected royally, but I had to understand it. It's the ignorance of the information, the stigmas that are still there,
Right.
and it hurt, and in that instant, it makes me understand why some people don't say anything. But at the same time, it's the responsibility really of us all to take in account
Yes.
of who we're sleeping with, know their status, especially at this day and age. Now in 2007, where, there was really, the information was scarce, and that's about the time that I acquired it. But now in today's world, where you can just go on every corner almost now and see something about HIV, a message here, why to be tested, who should be tested,
The resources.
Right, the
definitely.
resources that are out there is plentiful versus what it was when I acquired HIV.
So good days, not so good days, and great days. You are still a woman on the move, and you are still very much living and very much active. Tell me a little bit about your organization.
Okay, girl, you can do it.
You see she's blushing and everything.
that's
when
like-
she's talking about her.
That's my
her
baby.
girls.
The one thing I always like to do is just to give back. I don't have money to give back, or monetary things. It's like knowledge and information and just the love, to give back the love, because a lot what our communities are missing these days, especially for our youth, is love. For them to go to some place and say, you know what, I feel safe here, or I can talk to this person. Because if you listen to what the youths are asking for, they're really just asking for us to listen to them and not always just have an answer for them, but to help them find their own answer. And that's the thing that we as adults lose sight of. We know what they need, when they need it, but until they're ready to receive it, just like in any instance with us, if we're not ready to receive something, we can hear you all day long.
Right.
But until we're ready, and we have to take that same concept in working with our children as well.
Okay.
We're there to guide them, and we're going to show them the path. But it's certain decisions and all that we have to let them make, but at the same time give them the guidance and keep giving them the information that'll help them to make the correct decisions within our society.
I love about you, just, you see I'm blushing now, just so much. But the very love that you were looking for, you are now giving that back.
Yes.
To your organization. And I'd asked you earlier what you thought about the word excuse, because if anybody wanted to be angry,
Right.
or say, oh, this is unfair, then you have every right to say that. But you channel that, and
Right.
you turn and you give out so much
Right.
to your group. You welcomed me into your home today, and the first thing you said was, oh, it's small. And somebody could use that as an excuse and say, oh, my place is small, I can't do much.
Right.
But you still open up your home, you feed them, you mentor them, you empower them, and you provide. Why?
Because these are the little things that, that will go a long way for them. These are moments that they will always remember. They'll say, and if anything, oh, we went to Miss Andrea, and Miss Andrea, at her house, we met such and such, or we met such and such that helped me out here, or such and such gave me a resource here, or they did this for me. And those good memories keep them on a positive track, because just showing them, like, if you do good, you get good.
Yes.
Doing good is going to be the hardest thing you can do in your life sometimes, because it's easier to do bad than it is to do good. And we say that all the time. But if you stay on that good path, and you stay faithful and going forward, and we teach them to believe in themselves, because until you believe in yourself and that you can do it, everything everybody else says is irrelevant.
Well, since we're talking about them and we're saying they, I want you to come on with us. We're going to take you into Girls You Can Do It, right?
Yes.
You want to take us into a session? Okay.
Yes.
Don't go
Let's
anywhere. You're
go
going to be right
on.
back.
Like, I was one of those girls, like, I had to be exposed to be noticed and to be that this guy wants me. It was at a point in my life where, though, yes, I used to have sex with guys for money. But it had to take me to go through all of that to get where I am. So if I do see somebody that's 13 and 14, like, girl, what is you doing? You don't have to do that to yourself. So I believe that the way everything that I went through, it wasn't necessarily for me. It's to save other people.
It's not necessarily social media. It's about
TV.
empowering them on how to deal with it, because it's not what something is. It's how you react to it. People don't make you angry. It's how you respond to them that
how you
allows
use
them
it.
to.
Want to find out more about I Ain't That Chick? Visit our website at www.iaintthatchick.com.